Okay, what I would love is if each of you would introduce yourself, your name, the film, and 20 seconds of origin story of like, what made you do this film?
Hi, my name is Thato. I made Desmond Emotions, the first film, the short film that we saw. This excellent film. What was the question?
It's like an origin story, like what made you, like, oh, I was walking on the street and I saw a thing and this made me make this film.
Yeah, so I actually work with an organization, a youth organization called Making Opportunity Count. So I did 4 films with different youth organizations in the greater Boston area, with funding from Department of Massachusetts Department of Public Health. So the way this film is a collaboration. I don't know if any of the youth are here because I sent an invitation, but it was a collaboration. I didn't come up with a story. We sat down, brainstormed. At the point of the project was really to get their stories out, and my job was to just help them tell the story. And they collaborated at the pre-production development, coming up with the story, and I wrote the script, and then they were part of the production too. So the youth that you saw in the film were part of making opportunity count. And then I got to get through post-production. So it's a collaboration of making opportunity count.
Excellent, thank you. An origin story of what made you get involved with this?
Yeah, I'm Isara Krieger, I'm director of the high standard. I'm our producers, Jessica, Self-Huggins, and Makai Murray is here in the audience too.
And the other part was,
Sorry, I grew up in Roxbury. I didn't want to force you to.
oh, we love course.
I grew up in Boston and went to private and public school as well. I went to BBNN through elementary school, and then I transitioned to Boston Latin. So I took the city bus starting in 7th grade to high school, middle school, high school. And I just at that age was really stuck to see the difference in what was offered at those institutions. So yeah, that inspired me to care about education, and I started this school, this film in grad school. So everything you saw in the Beacon Academy years was shot during grad school for me. My first film was a short film, and then I thought it was such a cool opportunity to catch up with the students and so stay in touch with them to see how things went.
Beautiful.
Your name and what made you get involved with this film?
Hi all. I'm Jessica Self-Huggins. Sorry, slightly thrown off. I was not giving on the panel. But I am one of the producers of the high standard, and it's been such a long journey. I think Isara reached out to me on some documentary, like, oh, it was Brown Girls Dark Mafia, and just needed like another set of eyes on the film because there's so much story, you know, with all 3 students, but even more so with some of the other students that you see on screen. And so I was just trying to help her shape the story as best as possible in collaboration with the students themselves. And then I basically fell in love with just this film. I'm also a Boston native, so deeply ingrained in understanding race and education and who gets access to what things. And then Isara is one of the best directors I've ever worked with, so I'm just so happy that our working relationship turned into a friendship too. So. And thank you all for being here.
Your name and sort of like an origin story of how you got involved in this.
Yeah, so I'm a Kaibar. I don't know how I was going vegan, and I was chosen to be one of the people who were focused on it.
Great, it's fantastic. Okay, now the next question, and don't worry, I'm going to take questions from other people too. And just going to go down the line. And your most thrilling moment in the whole process of filmmaking. And the second question would be something that shocked or surprised you or that was unexpected. Like, oh, we didn't know we were going to get there. There were no bathrooms anywhere from 5 miles long. But, you know, whatever your surprise is and most thrilling moment.
On first, so this feels hard. I think what was surprising was actually overall kind of how willing everyone was to be filmed and tell their story and throughout the whole process. And the people at Pigeon and those years were really open to me showing up with the camera. So I think it was, as a first-time filmmaker, I was shocked that people were so open to being, telling their stories. And I appreciate that. And what was, let's see.
So it was like a positive and so that was sounded like it was the thrilling thing. So the other thing would be like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect this.
COVID. That was a shame. Yeah, I feel like some people are averse to just seeing masks on the screen, so I'm not prevalent. It was hard. I think also I will say it was hard that I didn't have footage of the other students interviewing with private schools in the beginners because they wouldn't let me on with the camera. Once the schools got to know the students, then and have a relationship, it was easier in 2020, but then it was with me. So, I guess those access, that gave me access.
Yeah, that would be a surprise. Yes.
So I came onto the high standard after production, so there was just like a ton of footage that I was going through, and I found myself, I think I went through like literally every file, and I mean, you should do that, right? That's but I found myself wanting to do that, so I knew that I was really connected to the film and loved what we essentially did. I don't even know what version of this that this is. This has got to be like the 20th or 21st version of the film. So every time that I watch it, I just feel really proud of what we've been able to put together, and just like privileged for the amount of access that you've given us to help tell this small part of your really, really big story. So thank you.
For me, I think for every filmmaker, it was rough production. It's the most feeling. And then when you see it completely, because production is never easy, especially when you're on set, because things can go wrong, the weather, especially when you have outside shots. We were struggling, it's a small film, so it's just only to get there compared to many years. But the weather was like on and off. The sun will, come off for anyone who knows that color correction, the challenges of color correcting. We get bright moments, bright days, bright moments during the day, and then next thing, cloudy. So that was a little bit of a challenge. But I think what surprised me was just the commitment from the young people that were in the production. The main actor had never acted before, but he volunteered himself, and I was pleasantly surprised because he was able to really capture the emotion of the character. And the friend, he had never, he was a little more shyer, even though he volunteered, so we had a lot of work to do. But overall, I think I was just so proud of the young people who participated, even the ones who were behind the scenes, doing production assisting, some helping with sound, and all that. So,
Thank you.
The thing that I think is probably most surprising in watching the film is that my today, and also our understanding of it being documented at that time, and what that means for us today. And what was the other question?
It was what was thrilling and what was a shock, like a surprise.
Yeah, I guess those are both the same. A shock to me, the last thing about this today was that this film was created to facilitate conversation around inequality in education, and I think that it's a tool that can be well utilized, but I wonder who, like, this is a tool for, and what it means when given to different hands, and what it means that exchange is almost energy.
And that takes me into my last question before I take questions from you, which is, what do you want, what can people do to help on the next step of the journey?
Yeah, so we are hoping and planning to have educational distribution available by the end of the year, so you could access the film online and pay to screen it for in a class or an audience, and we're developing a discussion guide along with it. So, yeah, we've had interest. I think there, as Makai was speaking to, different angles, different ways you can come at the film, but we would love for it to be shown in schools to, yeah, for a number of different reasons, but to, I think the main thing is to continue to kind of bring awareness to the experiences of students of color in non-white institution spaces. And even though that's kind of a hot topic right now, there's still so much on the ground that's really not happening.
What can we do? Like, can you mentors? Are you needing people to do that? Are you needing people to donate money? Are you needing people to go to their school systems and say, please show this film?
All of that.
Yeah, I think spread the word to educator friends, send them our website. We are planning also to have resources available on the website that kind of point you in this direction. But I think just awareness, I think thinking about where you live and what the schools are like and getting involved where you see fit. And yeah, like showing, continuing to have the conversations.
Yeah, I think I agree. Spreading the word. This film is actually available for free on the Department of Health public website, so it can be used by anyone. So if you want to show it to school, you can access it. It's free. This was a project sponsored by the Department of Public Health to sort of raise that awareness on, teen mental health issues and other challenges that teens confront on a day-to-day basis. So it's accessible. Spread the word, share with as many people as you can. I can send you guys the link if you can.
It was a perfect link with yours into the other one person, like, didn't get into their school and you weren't going up, and then this other one were like, well, we've already seen what happens if they don't get in. It's legit. Are there questions, and how much time do we have?
We're running out of time. We could take 2 questions.
2 questions. Anybody, any 2 people? We'll do this and we'll over here.
Hi, thank you.
I love your class.
Oh, thank you. I just want to say I thought both things were so great. Like, I was just so moved. So thank you. And I would just love to know, like, I know you said that you were just like, how can you, like, really spread the word? Like, what can, do you have, like, action items that you say, hey, we want to bring this to our school because we want to see more academy in the school with these kids with these black and brown kids, like these white kids have these numbers. How do we actually do that? Like, what actionable items can you say? This is what you should do. You should go to your school with this. You should write to this person. You should send a letter to this person. Can you give us something like that so we can go a little better, take it to our school?
Yes. Thank you so much for.
It's on the website too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
isn't, it should be.
Yeah. If you go to our website, you can sign up for our newsletter, and we are building out those resources right now. There's also a forum on the website that you if you want to stream with them. So that's a way to kind of, do that in your community. But yes, this is helpful to hear if that's what you want to know.
Hi, I'm a psychologist, and I think what I love so much about the film, about my son, also because I think you talk about mental health in such a beautiful way, like you both did, in a very subtle way that you can, until the end, right? And you talk, is more direct, but throughout the movie there are all these moments where, as an audience, you're just following along with anxiety or hope or sadness, depression, and I just wonder about your process, being around young people and seeing how they navigate mental health, and so wondering what that was like for you, right, watching this, because I imagine as a filmmaker you can't like interrupt the process too much, so what is that like? And then, you know, what do we do, because we know there's a mental health crisis for young people, and so how could your work also be used to reduce stigma around mental health? What was the question?
All right. Yeah, I think thank you, India, for asking that question. At the time when I was working with the young people, it did come up, the anxiety, the pressure that they feel, and they wanted to have that in the film somewhat, even though the film was about getting into college and, you know, waiting for that decision day, decision from, you know, the application process. So there's a post-COVID, a lot of young people are struggling, and it was in their mind. I consulted with Dr. Shanae Jackman. That's why at the end of the film, for me, it was my way of just steering people to resources, right? Seeking a therapy of color, especially if you're young, you know, young person of color. So that was a way to sort of direct people who were watching the film to the resources that are available. Innosite is one platform that is available for those who don't know. So thanks for the question.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah, thanks, that's a great nuanced question. It was interesting being present and filming at Beacon Academy because, I mean, the film is kind of meant to show the fine line between encouraging the students and then going a bit too far. So if that also received, you know, there's a lot of ways to look at that. But I think, yeah, once I was really pleased to see that, especially Malia and Desmond, who aren't here, were able to really voice their struggles with mental health. And I thought the way that Desmond wanted to give words, you know, the language of mental health, I was just so happy for him. So, and I was comfortable including that as his senior presentation. With all the students, his peers watching. So yeah, I think you mentioned, like, I think making it part of everyday conversation is really important, and I try to do that with my peers and encourage. I talk about going to therapy all the time. I'll do it now. And I think finding ways to make it affordable is really important. So I've found schools where I live, or centers where I live, where therapists have finished school and are working towards their licensing hours. That's something to make it more affordable. But that is something else that we're including in our resource list. Yeah. And again, yeah, I think our films are really good compliments.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up because the MFA would love for us to come back, but would love for us to leave right now. The next screens are at Hibernian Hall. We'll rush over to get to the 5 o'clock. And the 7 o'clock screening will include some food and some beverages. So